Is the Impossible Burger safe to eat? Now, the Impossible Burger was created by individuals who wish to remain vegetarian or vegan. They don't wish to consume meat and have a myriad of reasons why. Here's why it'll probably kill you. So, there's a crap ton of ingredients that I'm going to post on the show notes here of what's actually in both the Impossible Whopper and Impossible Burger. But on the whole, the basics here, without all the fun, lot of additives, are potatoes, soy, wheat, coconut oil, and genetically modified heme, which is derived from yeast. Now, while the Impossible Burger companies have stated that this is safe, the USA Food and Drug Administration has rejected these safety claims. Now, the FDA is one of those organizations that pretty much pass anything, right? Not in this case here. The protein that gives the burger the look is actually called soy leg hemoglobin. And this is a genetically modified yeast, as I just said, genetically modified. Now, long-term studies haven't been fully completed. I get that. However, there is some indication that anything that is genetically modified is also going to modify your own genes. Huge problem right then and there. So why are we still talking about this? Probably because you want to hear more, right? As opposed to considering this a food, think about it this way. It has 14 current patents. That's the Impossible Burger here. This isn't really food, but it's actually an intellectual property, isn't it? 14 patents, and there's over 100 patents still pending on this so-called food. But would you actually eat property? Something that's considered intellectual property, or are you looking to actually eat food? Now, aside from what these genetically modified organisms can do to you, cancer, especially colon cancer, neurotoxicity to the brain, it's going to start changing a lot of different synapses. It's going to lower your immune system, all these things that are not exactly a big plus. Another thing to think about here is the idea of our land. The idea of our land, our streams, our rivers, our oceans. In order to make something impossible, you have to genetically modify. And in order to do that, we're pretty much strip mining our land. So when we want to get into farming, we're degrading the soil, growing the same thing again and again and again. We're not growing one thing and then something else and then something else as a way to rejuvenate and replenish the soil. We're just stripping the soil of everything all at once, and it's not coming back. So for the planet, we're not really saving the planet here, are we? And that's one thing I know a lot of vegans and vegetarians like to do is sing Kumbaya for the planet. It kills off life-giving microbes that's in the soil, allows the topsoil to erode, which can cause flooding, releases greenhouse gases. The chemicals that are used can leach into all our waterways, and there's a huge carcinogenic impact, intended and unintended, of the use of these genetically modified organisms. Not a good thing, people. So aside from all the ingredients, like I said, that I'm going to list, let's talk about some of the ingredients that are in here, some of the main ones, like soy protein concentrate. Now, for marketing companies, it's the manufacturers, it is cheap as anything. And you can use soy as a alternative food for meat, and it's been doing so for years. The marketing companies have been pushing, what ends up being soy-based. Now, soy proteins have tons of negative unintended consequences, such as hormonal disturbances. This is where estrogen levels go sky high and guys start acting like girls and girls start acting like way too much of a girl. Also, the lectins that are inside of them are going to be causing a reaction in all your organs. So now your organs are functioning differently, all because you want to have a little bit of soy protein concentrate food. Potato protein. Over the past few years, the consumption has decreased significantly, mainly because the evidence has been showing that it can increase obesity. Well, no crap. If you eat 10 potatoes a day, mostly individuals are doing it in the form of fried foods, you're going to get heavy. And then once again, lectins. This is the plant's defense mechanism that's in the seed and in the skins that the plant doesn't want to be eaten. So it's got these toxins in it that will pretty much kill small bugs, small animals. But for humans such as us, it accumulates and causes a myriad of negative effects in our bodies. They're found in a lot of foods such as corn, peas, soybeans, and deadly nightshades, such as potatoes. Let's go to soy protein isolate. Again, soy. And some studies indicate soy protein isolate might increase the volume of breast fluid in women who ingest it. This may mean other health consequences, breast cancers. We just don't want this, do we? Now, it's also been shown in these foods, the Impossible Burgers and the Impossible Whoppers, glycophosphate. Now, glycophosphate, made by Monsanto, is a known neurotoxin. It's a known cell disruptor. It will disrupt your DNA. It will cause genetic mutations. It will cause cancer. This is just proven. This is no ifs, ands, or buts. This is what it is. And ingesting of this will slowly and painfully change who you are, who you're intended to be, and help you die a very long and painful death. So what's the moral of the story here? When we try to screw with nature to eat food, we screw with our bodies. We're not going to be able to perform at our peak. We're going to be inferior versions of ourselves. If you want an alternative to meat, there is none. Eat the freaking meat. There's a ton of research showing that eating meat can be very good for you. Always test for success. If you ain't testing, you're guessing, so we'll know what types of meat you can and cannot eat. We'll know what types of vegetables you can and cannot eat. And in a future podcast, I will release a lot of notes on the toxicity of a lot of different vegetables. So if you think you're doing good by eating that fresh kale salad, I got another story for you. So that's it for now. Hopefully you've got a little bit of extra knowledge behind you next time you want to reach for that Impossible Burger. Anytime something says impossible that you're trying to eat, if it's not a banana split, don't even bother trying. And even if it is, that's a, what am I saying? It's got to be like a once every millennia type thing, special occasion. So this is your mad scientist for now. Hopefully you got a little bit extra knowledge, boost that IQ a little bit, and be a better version of yourself each and every day. That is the lifestyle. That is living functionized. You live functionized.